so ashamed of her breasts that she lets a Machiavellian psychopath cut them off.
How dare you!
But I was not a member of the IRA.
Get a couple of dozen of your mates and go down to that Buckingham Palace and kill the old bag.
Big Mike il capo.
Gran Mikey el jefe. ビッグマイクとチーフ。ミクマイและหัวหน้า
Big Mike and the Chief.
Oh,
Yeah,
Chief.
Big Mike.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, too bad.
You have your crown on.
I do, yeah. Crown of thorns.
Yeah.
Heavy lies the crown. You're right there, you're sweating.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Feeling a bit ill.
Huh?
I heard there's a dose going around.
I know, I have been. I've legitimately had COVID.
For sure you had COVID.
Oh, yeah. And still have. I've been absolutely maligned with just the tiredness of Jesus in me. Just like an old dying dog.
Like a hen.
Yeah.
I don't know why a hen.
Huh?
I don't know why a hen came to my book.
Well, they're not the most active animal, a hen. You know.
They're not, no.
Do you know?
Very lazy.
You wouldn't see the hen wouldn't be getting its 10,000 hours into master any craft.
You wouldn't see that a hen in the Olympics.
No, because what's a hen known for really? Laying an egg.
Laying
egg,
eggs.
which is really a glorified shit.
It is, yeah.
Isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. They should have an animal Olympics.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be hard to get them to behave at the
Oh, they already do. It's
what the hell? Come on.
Oh no, we're gonna.
You dirty Egypt.
No. Shh.
You don't say that this early into the thing. What in God's name? There was another episode there you were genuinely trying to make out that little people weren't human.
I know, yeah. I forgot to cut it out.
You have a real there's a real kind of
Don't say I'm nasty because I'm not nasty.
Huh?
I'm not nasty.
You're not nasty. No, there is a tenderness to you, there's a kindness to you, and there's a joy to you.
But no, there's no joy. I don't know.
There's very little joy. I went wrong there, and no one's buying that.
No.
But you are. I know you to be a good person, but you do a lot of the things you say. If you were to read a transcript of everything you said, you'd feel this is a grubby little man.
Yeah.
He puts out his grubby little hand for a greasy little pound.
Yeah.
That's what my father says of like people that. Well, he thinks almost every job is beggary, like that. You're just a beggar.
Except farming, obviously.
Except farming, where you're a king, a lord, and a master of your domain. Exactly. Yeah. So my father would have, like, when we were growing up, he would have referred to himself in the third person as Lord and Master.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you were like his underlings.
Huh?
You were like his
yeah,
slaves.
We were the serfs.
Serfs. Okay.
Yeah.
Serfs up.
That's right. Calabunga, dude. We were his team of young skateboarders.
Did you skateboard?
I did not. But you know what? I got a skateboard one year, and it broke my heart trying to learn to do a few tricks.
On the bog.
Huh?
On the bog.
There was no give in the bog.
No.
You couldn't skate in the bog.
No.
What about you?
Yeah, I skated for a bit, yeah. I never got past the ollie.
You couldn't do a kickflip.
I could do a kickflip.
Could you?
Mm-hmm. I could still do an ollie now. There's a skateboard over there, but I couldn't. I'd have to hold on to something, or else I'd fall over. But I could probably do an ollie. Yeah. But I don't. I could do it without hitting my head again, so I won't. I don't think this would protect me either. But
you've the head of a man, and right. By the way, you do look like I mentioned to you this earlier this week because you've been taking pictures of yourself with this crown, and it's been a real propaganda campaign with you and this crown because you won the King Gong, bong, you won the Angelus,
got all the ashes
and all our ashes on Monday night. So you won this competition in the Comedy Store, and then sure you've been plastering yourself in this crown everywhere.
I haven't taken it off.
Huh?
I haven't taken it off.
Have you been showering in the crown?
Yeah.
A golden shower.
Yeah, I've been watching the crown.
You've been having big fucking Pakistani bodybuilders piss on your face.
Yeah, and
is that what it called? And I ask you this.
Yeah.
And you're a man of the
what?
Oh, Jesus, mother of God! The whole place nearly collapsed there. Fucking hell. We're hanging on by a thread in this shed. People don't realise that, but this is a tenuous little fucking shed.
Oh, well, we were climbing all over the place last week. We won't talk about that.
We were, yeah. We both had mental breakdowns last week, and you'll never see the episode.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe the Patreon if you really want to see. descent into the heart of darkness. But a golden shower.
Mm-hmm.
Now that's not a shower of gold. What is it?
It's a shower of piss.
Right.
But it's a shower of like dehydrated piss.
Yeah.
Because it has to be gold, you know.
And is that what some people want? Some people want the real yellow stuff.
I guess so, yeah. Because I don't want that. That's
you want the clear piss.
I remember seeing a porn one time. The lads, it was getting sent around the WhatsApp group of some guy pissing on a woman in a porn video, and she was like, "Oh, I don't like it," and he was like, "It's just water," because it was like clear.
Yeah.
Trying to convince her that it was okay.
That it was H2O.
Exactly, yeah, but it was H2No. It
was
just
H2No, thank you, Chief.
That was, and she wasn't enjoying it at all.
Prosecco,
but,
this is not old friend.
Yeah, it's not Prosecco at all.
Yeah.
Here they have no Secco.
What's that?
It's Prosecco with no Secco.
Giving someone an empty glass of
no, it's no Secco. It's just Prosecco without any alcohol. But
and that's what they're calling it.
No Secco, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and
you made me sweat.
Yeah.
Just the thoughts of having no alcohol.
I know, yeah. How are you going?
Sober women. What the fuck would I do with them?
How long have you been off it now?
Huh?
How long have you been going?
Oh, sure, I had a few fucking greasy pints on Sunday night.
I knew you would. It was well deserved.
Like a dirty little slug fucking crawling back into his fucking little shell. Or a snail crawling back into his shell.
They don't leave their shells, though.
Huh?
They don't leave their shells.
Don't be poking holes in my fucking metaphors.
Yeah, go for it.
You nasty little git.
Yeah.
Sitting there with your crown telling me I'm not making sense.
Yeah.
Listen now.
Yeah.
I had a couple of pints of Guinea. I was a little guinea pig.
Yeah, Papua New Guinea.
Oh, you like this now. I was a little guinea pig, but a couple of years back there, and this is where I got the expression. I was sitting in a pub in a place called
where to go?
John's Well.
Yeah.
In Ireland, and I was sitting there with a couple of my friends, mates, you'd call them, but everywhere else you'd call them friends. Yeah. But I was sitting there with a couple of my friends, and we were all drinking Guinness, you know. And we were there, we were happy, and we'd gotten our Guinness, and we thought we'd done well. And this owl lad just came over. So no, we didn't know him or anything. I think he just kind of emerged from the wind or the wall.
Yeah.
And he just came over and he knocked on the table, and he said, "By God," he said, "3 little guinea pigs, huh?"
And then he dropped something in your pints. No,
he just kind of got 3 little guinea pigs. We were like, Christ the ball.
How old were you?
You know?
How old were you?
Huh?
How old were you?
Jesus, I suppose we were like 25 or 26. Like we weren't
old enough.
We were old. We were old enough to.
It wasn't a predatory thing.
Well, it was greasy enough little turn. It was a greasy enough little turn.
Yeah, yeah.
So he did that, and anyway, he fucked off, and he fucked off into the smoking area, and came back out. Then he had his cigarette and came back out, and we were kind of. We didn't. It took us a while to even touch the Guinness again. We were like, Jesus, we're only pigs.
Yeah,
you know. And then, anyway, we started drinking then again. The Guinness, the feeling subsided. And then he came back out. And he said, "Yeah, look." He said, "The little guinea pig sucking at the teeth." Oh, he said, "Would you go away?"
Oh.
Enough.
Do you want to see my teeth?
Oh, yeah, filthy old devil.
Jesus Christ.
And you fucking kind of hit on this yourself. I had a friend who insisted. He was this lad, because I was in college in UCD, so I was with like a lot of South Dublin people.
Okay.
Also known as horrible
people,
cunts.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what they go
cunts
by.
Cunts is being nice.
Huh?
Cunts is being
cunts
nice.
is a kindness.
Yeah. What did you study in?
Huh?
What did you study in college?
Country.
You studied country.
I studied country. Not
country. I thought you were because I was like, sure, you'd have a master's in that from a young age.
You country, and the country is positive, but cunt, CUNTERY.
What were you doing? Studying acting or something?
Commerce in UCD. The Quinn Building.
The Quinn Building.
That's where Many a Villain was created. The origin story for Many a Croke.
Why was it called the Quinn Building?
Because it was named after a fella named Fitzpatrick,
Oh, okay, right.
No, it was named
It's
after Sean Quinn.
Quinn.
The mighty
Who's
Quinn.
Sean Quinn?
What? Are you joking me?
I've no idea who
If
Sean
my
Quinn
father
is.
was watching this, now he'd be throwing rocks at
Sorry.
the screen. Sean Quinn, the mighty Quinn. Sean Quinn, he was the richest man in Ireland.
Oh yeah, and then he got like hit by a boat. What happened to him?
Well, I think he got tickled. He got tickled by a crow.
Oh, we've all been there.
He got, and this again, this was the rumor. There was, I don't know if there's pictures, but he got caught shoving a live baby crow up his arse.
Oh my God.
Yes, on Dublin bus. He was just on the back of the bus.
Yeah.
And he had his legs wide, but he had a breakdown after the financial crash.
Right.
And
Okay.
there was a lot of fellas trying to stuff different types of live bird up there.
Well, it's better than turning to alcohol or drugs. Well,
certainly, it's a more favourable form of grieving.
yeah.
I found. Do you know where I'm getting? This off, lad?
What?
I've been watching Rodney Dangerfield.
Oh yeah,
videos, and he's just he was like an American comedian from like, who was massive in like the 70s, 80s.
And then he lost some weight.
Yeah, and his whole thing is like, I got no respect at all, you know. And he's always just sweating. And he'd have a handkerchief dabbing his face,
like Hugh Peacock.
Yeah, he was very similar to Hugh Peacock. Now, Hugh Peacock is a big fucker of a man.
Yeah.
Who, funny guy, lovely guy, and he must be steeped in the lore of rugby.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Rugby.
I think. I've never seen him not wearing a Leinster jersey or something.
Yes.
Yeah, or maybe not Leinster. Where is he from? I don't know. But I hope he's still alive, because he's dancing with the devil a little bit with the life that he's living. So
he wants the world to know he loves rugby.
Yeah, I mean, we'll go back to this Quinn fella, but I have a real chip on my shoulder against against the kind of the south side of rugby shenanigans. Yeah, do you have any
tales of woe that these south side Dubliners, D4s as we call them in Ireland, and they are truly the bottom of the barrel of humanity, and I will stand by that.
Yeah, it's kind of like the equivalent of like America would maybe be like the people that were on Sweet 16 or something.
Right.
Did you ever watch Sweet 16?
Yes.
Yeah, great.
Yeah, it's a great show.
Great show, yeah.
These little fucking brats would get an unreal car at the end.
Yeah, and then they'd be like, it's not the colour I wanted.
They were the most horrifically rotten children.
Yeah. Yeah.
They should have, like, if they were in Willy Wonka's chocolate factory, he would have kicked them into the river of chocolate.
Like Augustus Gloop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cousin of Mangoop. First cousin of our beloved Mangoop.
That's a callback. Augustus. Is Man his first name?
I'm starting to just, yes, we'll say it is.
Okay, Man. So Augustus and Mangoop.
Yes, of the Goops.
We have to get Mangoop on the podcast.
We will certainly have Mangoop on the pod.
Yeah. Get my hanty on the phone.
But so the Sweet 16 thing.
Yeah.
Right. So what's going on? Were you invited to a party?
No, to be honest, like I grew up in a place called Clontarf.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of Clontarf?
I have.
It's kind of in the grey area between being. It's like if it's almost like it's transgender.
Yes.
Like it's on the north side, but it wants to be on the south side. And I'm on
the south side. You're not Clontarf.
You're not Clontarf.
I am.
Get back.
It is kind
in
of
your
like
biscuit tin.
Has location dysmorphia.
Yeah.
Geographic
geodysmorphia.
Geodysmorphia.
And
it believes itself to be from a different geographical location.
It's on the north side.
Yes.
But it's very posh.
But that's like Dublin 4 believes it's in England, I feel.
You think so, yeah?
It's the Pale.
Yeah. Are they Protestants in Dublin 4?
They're not really, because they all have names like Fiacre and
Fiacre, yeah, Fionn.
In fact, they're a disgusting level of Irish.
Yeah.
Like it's putrid. It's like a pussy spot got burst and just spread along the ground, and then up from the ground grew these people like Faker, Fionn,
Yeah.
my son,
Fionn.
Mark Fitz's younger brother.
Yeah, I'd rather listen to my father
Diddle.
romancing a crow than fucking hear that accent, man. See, I find it hard to kind of, whenever I shit on them around my mom, she's like,
Yes.
reminds me very quickly that I was born on the south side.
You were born in the dark.
Born in the darkness.
Melded by it.
Bailed by it. And so I was born in Knockline, which is on the south side.
Yeah.
But I was only there for like less than a year,
Yes.
if I remember correctly. And then went to Clontarf, which is quite, like I said, it's geodysmorphic or whatever you said.
Yeah.
We never got an official diagnosis from the
No.
doctor. But it is very affluent in areas. But then there was this place that was really rough, this one road called Conker Hill.
Conker Hill.
Conker Hill, yeah.
Oh.
You didn't fuck with the people on Conker Hill.
No.
Yeah. Should have been
Say
called
Dirty
Tinker
Michael-
Hill.
Dirty Michael has a couple of stories about things he did
Oh,
up
yeah.
Conker Hill.
Sticking conkers up his arse,
Oi.
I'd say.
He rimmed Bertie Ahern
Oh,
up
yeah.
at Conker Hill.
He's
He
making a
loved
comeback.
it too, the dirty bastard.
He's trying to make a comeback.
Bertie.
Bertie, yeah.
Well, I think he saw what Nicky Byrne did with Westlife, and Nicky'd be his son-in-law. And he said, by Jesus,
Is
why
he
can't
his
I do a
son-in-law?
show in Croke Park? Yes, so Nicky
Oh,
Byrne...
Bertie wants to do a show in Croke Park.
What? Just being a politician live in Croke Park.
Bertie Ahern live in Croke Park.
It's just Bertie receiving like brown envelopes
Yeah.
in real time, and the crowd going.
Yeah,
Yeah.
his opening act is just a brown envelope.
People like with their torches in the
yeah.
air is like,
Well, there'll be people trying to get on stage and smack the cunt, I'd say.
yeah.
I thought you said, I thought you said something about, you saw Nicky Byrne doing
Well,
Croke Park, and he's like, oh, I want to do Croke Park as well.
Well, no, this is it, because and I think I do believe this is what happened. So, Westlife made a very successful comeback there a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
Now, in my heart, they'd never left, but they were still
fuck.
dancing coast to coast in my heart. But I actually was a big Westlife fan. As a
Were
young
you
man.
actually, yeah?
It's pretty insane if you think about it.
That's pretty mad, yeah.
In fact, me and my good friend Jack McCarran and a couple of other ne'er-do-wells had a kind of a would-be boy band called Undefined, and we were going to apply for the X Factor.
Are you
Until
taking
I'm
the
not taking the piss at all. I swear to God.
Undefined what? Your
yeah.
sexuality?
Our gender. But oh, sure. Listen, we were having a little suck at each other every chance
I'd
we
say
got.
so, every rehearsal.
But it was so because and we me and Jack particularly were big Westlife fans. So like we gotta live a world of our own. I let you in when no one else goes.
Jesus.
And I know even as I'm singing it now, I know it's wrong.
Can you sing?
Huh?
Can you sing?
Did it sound like I could sing there?
No.
Well, this was a problem with Undefined. And this was
Right,
one of
yeah.
this was one of the roadblocks we ran into. Was
Right.
Was our lack of talent. Yeah. Jack was the best voice out of us, and to put it kindly, he'd shattered glass. Like he'd
In a good way, though.
No.
No, okay.
No. He would have had the Crow as a stablemate.
Right,
If you were to
okay.
put him in a category. Although no, Jack maybe did have a decent voice, but I was like second best, and I was truly as my mother says, you have no range.
Right,
My
okay.
mother would often say that to me.
You've no range. And what age
She
was
also
this
told me
now?
I have no ideas, but she's like, you have no ideas and you have no range.
Range. Oh, Jesus. That's not very nice.
She did tell me once, she's just like, you're not an idea person.
You're not an idea person.
She told me I'm not an idea person.
And how old was this?
This was, I think, in my teenage years, like, when I was trying to decide what to become. She was pushing me into being an accountant.
Right.
Like, she wanted me to do that. Even, like, I got an A in history in my junior cert. She was like, no. Like, told me not to do it for my leaving. And was like, just accounting. you're not, you don't have any idea. Okay.
And is she...
just start licking,
Yeah.
licking at the fucking
Who's
couch.
she to be?
Huh?
She in Mensa or something, is she?
Who? Betsy?
Betsy, yeah.
No, but gee, she doesn't have two brains to rub together. The woman...
Right. So
I,
glass houses and all that. Glass houses
the woman
and all
thinks Marty Whelan is the great... Marty Whelan's her favourite comedian.
that. Right. Yeah, the famous...
Marty Whelan, who's
comedian.
a presenter on Lyric FM. And he... he just does these little cheesy like penguin jokes at the end of a show. And my mother, he's very wishy.
Yes.
He's very wishy.
Mm-hmm.
And then she sees me talking about eating my own cum, and she doesn't get it.
Yeah. They'll never get it.
Yeah. Have you ever tasted your own?
Once, maybe.
Huh?
Once.
Yeah.
Yeah, not... It wasn't for me, no.
It wasn't.
It goes cold very quickly.
It wasn't a Michelin star dish.
No.
Well, see, that's what got me, lad, because I was with an owl one.
Okay.
And sure, she was. She certainly had. The devil was doing a few fucking kick flips in her soul. You know what I mean?
On a skateboard.
Yeah.
Okay.
Skateboarding, but she. So anyway, I was riding her their way, and I was going to finish. So I finished on her belly anyway.
On her belly.
And on her belly. Asher, yeah, it probably wasn't the nicest thing that I've ever done. But anyway, so I finished on her belly there, and she says to me, lick it up, and I
like
said,
a thirsty little bird.
like a thirsty little bird, yeah, like a little fucking caterpillar.
Yeah.
I said, I will not do that now.
Yeah.
Just stop. Don't be saying that. And then she said, lick it up. I said, I can't. Sure, my parents are still alive.
Yeah.
I can't be doing that. And then she said, you don't understand. It's good for you. It's yogic. It's very, very yogic.
It'll help you sing.
Yeah, it'll help your voice. It'll certainly lubricate your voice. The pipes. But she said it contains your natural antibodies. It contains your natural essence.
Right.
It's yoga. I was like yoga. And she said, yeah, now quick, get it before it gets cold.
Right.
And for some reason, I was like, well, I better get it while it's good.
Mm-hmm. And did it have
I don't want it to get cold.
Yeah.
That'd be disgusting, Chief.
Yeah, it's only... And did it have any benefits? Did you feel anything?
Huh?
Did you feel any health benefits
I felt
from...
limber and full of life, and certainly I never felt further from Christ.
Yeah.
Christ was a distant memory once you take a gobful of your own children.
Yeah.
A gobful of your own
children.
Seed. Yeah. That's right.
Oh God Almighty!
I could feel them. I could feel them
swimming
dying
around. They're like little animals in there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They are.
They are like little animals.
And all of them just like no, dying in my mouth.
In your mouth.
So my mouth was like the battle of the Somme for me. Do you know what I mean?
The tongue was the battleground.
Was the battleground.
Yeah.
It was Verdun.
Yeah, and your religious beliefs were the enemy.
That's right.
Mm.
Yeah, and so ever since that, I remember like recently I had an aunt said to me, she said, she's like, oh, do you do this thing yoga? You know?
I thought she was going to say, do you do this thing licking up your own cum
no,
off someone's belly?
She said yoga, and I said, well, I'll tell you now, I don't do the stretches, but I certainly eat my own cum.
Right.
If that's what you mean.
Yeah.
It wasn't what she meant.
I wasn't familiar with that yoga move.
Huh?
I wasn't familiar with that yoga move.
No, but it's a downward hog.
Oh, fuck me. Yeah, no, I've never downward hog. I've never done yoga. No, I did briefly when I was doing the old boxing and the MMA and all that jizz. But no, I've had it in I have had it in my not mine but others, and it gets very you got to get it while it's hot. You got to get it straight out of the microwave. Like you don't want to. If it's there for too long, it's
drop it like it's hot.
Oh yeah, right in. Yes, yeah. But I wonder if that's what the song.
Was in relation to?
I think
to Goop.
I think
Goop?
Yeah. I think it probably was. I mean,
yes.
He's drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot. When something's gonna give it. Yeah, when a man's gonna give it to you.
Yeah.
Isn't that what he says?
I think so.
When a man's gonna give it to you, drop it like it's hot.
He did a song with Pharrell, and I think perhaps they were an item at the time.
What was the name of the song?
Drop it like it's hot.
Oh, was that the song? Oh yeah, he's talking about Pharrell coming in his mouth, and
I think. Well, that's what I'm kind of getting at there.
Yeah, and then Pharrell sang that song "Happy." Yeah.
Which was a sequel to it.
Yeah, he's like, I'm happy.
Yeah. And the subtext was, I'm happy because
I swallowed my own
Snoop
load.
Snoop Dogg's
Mhm.
Snoop Dogg.
I've heard that there's like there is that's hack, that there's protein in it or whatever, but that's that's been talked about.
That's old hat.
That's old hat. Yeah,
Yeah.
old crown.
Yeah.
But so I'm actually doing, speaking of jizz, I failed the test to donate sperm.
Yes.
Then I emailed them. I was like, hey, listen, I'll be honest with you. I didn't adhere to the 2 to 7 days. I cracked one out the day before. Any chance I can come in, no pun intended,
Yes.
and try it again?
Yeah.
And because
Second chance.
yeah,
Second
chance, yeah,
Second time round.
please,
Everyone
sir.
deserves a second
Chance, please, sir.
Yeah.
And I was like, listen, can you give me a second chance? It's £70 a week. I was like, can you give me? And they said, yeah, listen, you can get a second crack at it, but you have to wait at least 4 days to jerk off. And I don't know if I can do that, but it's next Thursday. So
He wants toothpaste, like.
Huh?
He wants toothpaste.
Oh
coming
yeah,
out.
he does. If they want, yeah, I'm like, what, 4, I don't know, 4 days they said. So I've set an alarm on my phone from Sunday every day to remind me, don't have a wank.
So how long has it been now?
It's on Thursday next week. So I have a week basically. So
so you-
Sunday's my cut off. Oh Jesus!
Oh no!
Oh no! My crown. Heavy lies the crown.
Yep.
So
But like at the minute, are you staying away from yourself, or you're trying?
No, I'm trying to, like, I'll be like an addict who like knows they're going into rehab, so they have one big fucking marathon just to get it out of their system. Like,
Yeah.
Make sure that if you have a good welly at yourself, then I remember once I told my, oh Jesus, I think I should get into this. Last time I told stories about jerking
Come
off
on.
and crazy. You're
Bring it in.
gonna regret those words.
Come on.
Come on, Eileen. But the yeah, I'm gonna need that tissue as well in a minute. But I remember I was talking to my therapist.
Ah.
Yeah, I forgot.
What's
I
your
had therapy
therapist's name?
Oh, I wouldn't be. No, I wouldn't. I can't. He's a very famous. He's not famous. He's been on the radio and TV and
Bubbles the monkey.
Bubbles the monkey. He is. Yeah.
Okay.
He's my confidant. He's not my therapist. He's my go-to guy. But
He's a good listener.
he's good. We call him what would we call him?
Dr.
Franklin.
Melfi.
Franklin. Yeah, we call him Franklin.
Benjamin
And
Franklin.
Benjamin. Yeah, we call him BJ. And so no. Anyway, we call him Franklin. And I said to him, I was like, I'm having a problem. This was like years ago. You know, 4 or 5 years ago. And I was jerking off a lot. I was jerking off in work. I was jerking off in my spare time. It was a
hobby. It was a hobby and a vocation.
It was, yeah, and vocation. Great show. You know that show?
I do.
Yeah, and
It's about becoming a priest.
yeah.
Yeah.
And they so like, yeah, I worked in a car wash, and I was jerking off in the bathrooms in the car wash, wax on, wax off.
Yep.
And so I was jerking off there, and then I worked in an office, and I was jerking off there.
Yeah.
And I remember saying it to him, and I was like, yeah, I just can't stop jerking off.
Now, would you go to the bathroom, or would you be bowled as a pig and just do it in the stall? Like, what was your go-to move?
When
What
stall do you mean?
When Mr. Need came calling, where did that send you?
He didn't come calling. He was always there.
Oh,
Yeah,
he
just
never
like,
left.
He was just on my shoulder, like a little, like the devil.
He was a leech.
He was a leech.
He wouldn't go away.
No, he still hasn't.
Wouldn't
and
leave you be.
I have control over it now, though. And
Did you feel at this point, because, and at the risk of this episode descending into smut, did you feel at this point you were out of control?
yeah, I felt like I wouldn't be able to concentrate on my work if I didn't jerk off. And then when I did, it was like, you know, like that movie Limitless where you take the pill.
Yes.
It was like that. Yeah.
So afterwards, you felt an improved cognitive function, and you felt that you had, in a way, access to the like the secrets of the world.
Yeah, I could speak like 4 languages after I did. I tapped into this part. I could speak Chinese.
Yes.
I could speak French.
Latin.
I could speak Latin. And then it would just fade away. It was like limitless. Basically, it was like limitless. Yeah.
Ancient
I was able to
languages of the sea, maybe.
I was able to tap into like I could hear the voices of like my ancestors and stuff, and it was very.
You could chat with a pig.
I could.
For example.
I could. I was. Yeah.
There
I
was
was
a Dr. Dolittle element that came in.
Yeah.
Post.
It was
ejaculation.
Do little work and do a lot of jerking off. So I could speak to animals. I could speak Chinese. It was insane. Like, you know, I could tap into. I had a realization recently, like, why I don't like. I go back to the jerking off, but it's like why I don't like English people. But I do. But it's like, you know, when you hear the voice, and if it's like it's touching something in you. Absolutely. And then I realized that like my great grandfather was in the IRA. So there's something in my.
Was he a rawhead?
He was a rawhead, yeah. Would you have anyone in the raw apart from your father?
I wish I did. I mean, my father like talks a big game, but really he didn't like even harbor any fucking IRA fugitives or anything. He was he gives it a lot of lip service, but really he's fucking next to a prod. Right. Okay. And we have a Protestant neighbour. Who's my father's like good friends with, right? Hatton, who comes down and he drinks whiskey like a little sucky calf. My granny used to have to hide the booze when he'd come down.
He was a bit of a boozy Susie, was he?
Oh, he was the booziest Susie you'd
Was
find.
it a case of like keep your friends close and your enemies closer with your dad? Like,
that's the kindest way to look at it, but I think he got on well with him. But to be fair, my father would talk a lot of anti-English and anti-Protestant rhetoric, so he would talk the talk. Which is not nothing, you know. But you had your grandfather.
Great-grandfather, yeah.
Your great-grandfather
was in the IRA,
was a man.
He was a ram man, yeah, down in Kerry. Kerry! And I forgot what's his name. Moriarty, anyway. And he was, he had a crazy life. He was in the Ra. I need to find out more about him. He was in the Ra, and then he emigrated to America. And his name is on Ellis Island because he went to New York, the Big Apple, to pursue stand-up comedy.
Do you feel that so when you're talking to an English person, as sometimes we just have to do as part of living in London, sometimes you've no other option than to talk to them, and it's not something you like to do, and it's not something you want to do, but it's part of the biz here. Do you feel that there is remnants of your grandfather rustling around betwixt your heart and your chest in a sort of odd way that makes you feel uncomfortable? Yeah.
No, I feel like there's like that ancestral. There's a fly. We're gonna get the fly a microphone. He seems to want to join in, but I feel there's like ancestral DNA or something, isn't there? Where it's like the memories of your ancestors are like living in your DNA or your something.
There's ancestral trauma.
Yeah, ancestral trauma. So I feel like when I'm talking to an English person, it's like, you're right. It's just like the ghost of my great grandfather is getting kicked in the nuts.
Shit is defecating.
Yeah. So when I jerked off, I could almost like speak to him. It was weird
to speak to your grandfather who had been in the IRA.
Yeah.
And what would you say to him? What would you say to him? So this is post. You've come. You can now speak several different languages. You're able to talk to pigs. We've said there's this kind of omniscient ability has come over you, and suddenly you find yourself in conversation with your great grandfather, who was a member of the IRA.
Yeah.
And what do you say to him?
What
does he say back to you?
So I said to him, I was at a time in my life where I was like, I didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
And I was like, what should I do with my life, you know?
Yes.
And then he spoke back and he said that I should go and join the IRA. And I was like, I can't. I'm not doing that.
The Good Friday
and
Agreement.
And he was.
Did you explain that to him?
Yeah, I was like, things have changed, great grandfather. You can't just. Yeah. It's not as simple as it was. You know what I mean? It's not fucking the wind that shakes the barley anymore. Do you know what I mean? And he was like, right, okay. So then I was like, what should I do now? And then he told me that I should, if I can't fight the British, I should just go and I should fight in some way. So that's when I started MMA.
Oh,
yeah.
I thought it was going to be that your masturbating was in some way your way of fighting the good fight.
Well, no, he did tell me that, yeah, to fight, go and start fighting other men, because he was like, it's in our DNA to fight, so you need to go and start doing MMA and fight. But then he also said that there's also what you alluded to there was you need to fight these demons. But I was like, I said, great grandfather, I said, I think PJ was, I said, PJ,
yes,
if I stop doing that, we're not going to be able to do this. We're not going to be able to converse. He was like, I know, but that's a sacrifice you're going to have to make, because, you know, you can't keep doing this. You can't keep jerking off in work. You're going to...
You can't. So your grandfather was against the jerking off in work?
Yeah. He was just like, you can't... He was trying to guide me onto the right path in life. And
Yes.
he was like, you have to stop this nonsense. And then I didn't want to stop, because like, I'm enjoying this time with him, you know?
Yeah. Yes. Don't start crying. It's okay. It's all right. Hey, it's okay. I know it's a lot to take in. I know you and PJ had these chats about wanking, and I know it's not easy. And I want you to know that it's okay, and you'd be proud now to see that you've actually made a living out of wanking.
And I can't do it because
But you've turned it into a profession.
I have.
And no one thought that was possible when you were young and you were wanking everywhere and people caught you.
I never got caught. I never got caught, but...
Well, I think that because I actually, it actually got back since I've received some messages since we started putting out episodes from different members of your family and friends. So you never thought you got caught, but people would pretend they just didn't see, because you would obviously you'd be doing it in the kitchen and at family events and on top of animals, and you'd be trying to fill little gaps in the wall with it, and people thought if we don't say it, he'll tuck himself out. But they didn't even know then that what you could actually become and actually start making a viable living from wanking and donating sperm. You moved to London, you moved to the big city to become a professional wanker.
Yeah.
You won.
Oh,
you won the King Wank.
Yeah.
You won
King Dong.
You won the King Dong.
Yeah.
The King Dong show.
Yeah.
And you outwanked 30 different contestants on the night.
Yeah.
And I can see how emotional it's made you.
This is actually my great grandfather's crown.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I feel that he's with me, but I can't. We can only speak to each other when I'm doing it. I can't tap into his consciousness when I'm in the sperm bank, because I should be jerking off there, you know?
Yes.
To contact him, I need to be doing it on a job. I mean, I'm working at this doggy daycare now, but I don't think I'll be able to muster up the...
But I think what it is here, and and I mean this sincerely, is...
You're crying now.
Yeah, well, it is actually genuinely emotional for me as well, because it's an inspirational story, and there's a lot of people that are probably looking at this that are wankers, and
it's okay, Mike.
Because I know there is a lot of people, and they think that them wanking into their parents' socks, or wanking, into the fire or whatever, and they're thinking there's something wrong with me, and I'll never be able to make a full-time living doing this.
Yeah.
But
you gotta shoot for the stars.
You gotta shoot for stars, and you're evidence that if you stick with it. I mean, when you, for example, and you mentioned it on, I believe, episode 1, that you had a wank in Old Trafford.
Yes, I did.
You had a wank in Old Trafford, and at that time, people thought that was disgusting and you were crazy and all these things. And now, seeing where you've gotten to, people have to look back at that as your Sistine Chapel, as your,
Magnum
as your
opus.
dark side of the moon.
It was dark.
It was dark, yeah. And we've actually had some write-ins from listeners and people who watch the pod who have asked me to delve further into that. What is now, I would say, one of the most famous wanks ever had, which was your wank in Old Trafford. And what was going through your head? What made you kind of assault your own genitals in the theatre of dreams? What? I'm sorry.
I know it's emotional.
It's emotional for all of us.
Yeah.
But what was going through your head at the time, and what made you think you could do it? What gave you the confidence?
I mean, it was before the game. So I spoke about it on the first episode.
Yeah.
And we put it up on TikTok, and now it's been entered into the annals of time. Yeah. As one of the most famous
and
wanks.
You were thinking about annals at the time too.
I was.
Yes.
Yeah. And so and then I think there needs to be some clearing up done with regarding the details.
Cleaning up.
Clean up on aisle 5.
Yeah.
And
you were in Old Trafford.
I was in Old Trafford, and there was the debate about. I was like, look, I failed to mention in the video that I was just a young cheeky chappie.
You were a young lad of tricks.
I was a young little lad of tricks.
You were a little lad of tricks.
Yeah, and so we did the.
Podrick Pierce would have made a mess of you.
He would have, and I would have made a mess of him, and we did the tour.
The Easter riding. 1916 Easter riding.
The Buns of Easter. Oh, great book. Did you read The Guns of Easter, did you?
No.
Guns of Easter, great book.
The fucking shed is falling apart again. Even the shed is like, will you shut the fuck up?
The shed is crying.
The shed of truth is
we did call it the shed of truth.
We did.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
There's three fucking hosts on this podcast. Yeah. Me, you, and the shed.
The shed, yeah. We are one sometimes.
Yes.
And so I was a young...
So you were in Old Trafford.
Cheeky chappy.
Yeah.
And I was doing the tour.
Yeah.
You get to do the tour of Old Trafford.
Is this before the game, or was there a game?
It's before the game.
Yeah. We're grand.
So it was before the game. And the morning of the game, the day before the game.
Yeah.
And I was just, I don't know if you've ever been in Old Trafford. It's a very sexual energy. It is. It is.
Yeah.
It's not easy to talk about.
Yeah. There's a lust.
There's a lust.
There's a feverish.
I mean,
there's almost a kind of a festival of the loins. Would you shut the fuck up? You shut up. What do you know?
There's a dog barking outside.
You dirty Egypt.
Oh, God.
What do you know? Where have you ever had a wank? Just in that backyard. You stupid bastard.
Well, I got him to pipe down.
You don't even have freedom. You don't even own your set. You're a slave. You're a glorified slave. Now, that softened your cough, didn't it? Shut him up.
Is that your one? Remember you saying the
That's
girl?
The neighbour.
The neighbour that you were shagging.
That's Anne.
Anne, who liked the dogs.
Huh?
She wanted to get rode by a dog.
Yeah.
That's her. Okay.
Well, but that's our neighbour who. No, so that was a different girl. I was in Dublin on a date, but this. What you heard there was the barking, which of course you're like, that's a dog, but that's our neighbour Anne.
Oh, it's actually.
And
I'm really sorry that we'll go back to Ultra. I'm really sorry that I presumed that was a dog.
Yeah, but you would think, but it's Anne. Anne believes herself to be a Shih Tzu.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, and so you have to again like that. So I was talking to her like a dog, because you don't want to break the illusion. So she'll literally come into our house sometimes. She cocks up the leg, and she pisses on the floor, and then
Jesus.
Yeah, and so then
And you have to go with you can't.
You can't. We have to go with,
Mm.
and you know.
Is she rabid?
So
Like
then
a-
we have to start. We have to
go along. You have to
piss on the floor as well. And next thing, the place is like the bottom level of the Titanic with just piss, and you're
God
wading through. And
Damn it.
the bands, the violins, and it's a whole. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Um.
God bless her, man. I hope I hope
Yeah.
we're the best.
Absolutely. But
So Old Trafford.
Old Trafford, you're on the tour.
I was Tour de Force,
Yeah.
and I was on there, and there's a sexual energy.
Yes.
There's red everywhere, you know. It's rouge, and there's
Would it be like the running of the bulls in Pamplona in Spain?
yes, and equally as dangerous and life-threatening. Like you could get injured,
Yes.
you know, if you didn't.
Yes.
Like,
Trampled.
If you weren't, you could get absolutely impaled on a horn
Yes. Yes.
of a wild bull if you
Yeah.
didn't watch your P's and Q's.
Yes. So, so
Um,
you're on the tour,
I'm on the tour
and there's
going
Lady
through.
Lust is boiling a stew in your loins.
Yes, and we're doing
Yeah.
the tour,
Yes.
and I'm like, there's just it's like, that was like the first time I kind of sorry, I'm just getting emotional again.
Yes.
I felt the spirit of my great grand. When I look back, it's like this was the genesis of
Yes.
my great grandfather, sort of, because he could probably sense it in the
Yes.
in the afterlife, where my brain was going,
Yes.
and I think he tried
Yes.
to intercept my
He tried to
stream.
reach you.
He tried to intercept my stream of consciousness
Yes.
to stop me from going down that path, and
From
it couldn't.
desecrating
Old Trafford, because
Matt Busby's
Busby's
famed hollowed ground.
exactly, it wasn't hollow when I was finished with it.
It was well, it had been well stuffed.
Well stuffed,
Yes.
and
Yes. Tell me, your grandfather tries to intercept. You say, "No, go away, PJ. Go
I said,
away.
"Go
Not
away."
now, PJ."
because
not
he was a
now."
massive United fan,
Yes.
and big United fan,
Mm.
and so I could feel it. It's only when I look back now with
Yeah.
therapy, that's when I could feel him. He was like, "Don't desecrate this sacred land."
Yes.
But there's just this thing came out. I don't know if it was like the ghosts of the people who died in the Munich disaster, or something about that
The Busby
place,
babes.
the Busby babes. Something about just got under my skin, and I was doing the tour, and I just thought I gotta do this now.
Break
or else
away. You needed to break away. From
I need
the
to
tour.
break away. I also was worried that if I didn't, it would put a curse on the stadium, and then they'd never win a game again.
Mm.
So I was like, I gotta do this for the betterment of United. You know, I gotta UNITD.
It was an act of sacrifice.
United is the place for me. Like I had
Yes.
to do it. So I peeled away from the tour.
You peeled away like Van Nistelrooy in his prime. Just peeling off the last man.
Yeah,
Beating the offside trap
yeah. I went
by-
down the left wing.
by millimeters.
Yeah, I went to the back post, and
The prime Sparky
by God.
Hughes. You
and
you sent the tour the wrong way, and
I
rise.
the voices were telling me to do it on the pitch, and I was like, "That's crazy! You can't do it on the pitch. That would be that'd be
The growth of the
stretch
grass
too far."
will be interfered with.
Yes,
There'll
and
be one just
there'll
big
be
ginger
one
patch in the
patch.
corner.
It would be like
Giggsy's corner kicks would be compromised by this
compromised.
big ginger patch of grass.
Yeah. I tried to get something in there, and it got
compromised?
lost. Compromised. Yeah.
I was
You steamrolled. It was better.
steamrolled on.
Anyway,
It's okay.
but
Yeah.
we might have to.
No,
but
we have 3 minutes
oh
before
Jesus!
the camera runs out.
Right. Okay. So, we were in the players' tunnel,
Right.
and I managed to
And there's a
peel.
there's a vaginal element to
There's
the,
there's
was
a
it anal or vaginal? Or
anal.
The tunnel. It was anal.
There was an anal
Yes.
sort of vibe.
It
to
felt
it.
like you all of you, and correct me if I'm wrong on this because I wasn't there, but that you were all venturing to Matt Busby's anal tunnel. Yeah.
Well, it was also like before the wank.
Yeah.
It was I saw it as an anus.
Yes.
An anal passage.
Mm-hmm.
But then once I'd had the wank and I came out back into the tunnel.
But where did you go for the? Did you leave the tour?
It was in the players' tunnel. And
so you left the tour. You've left out a step here.
So I went on the tour.
Yes.
And we were in the players' tunnel.
Yes.
And before the wank,
yeah,
it was like an anal passage.
Yes.
When after I had the wank, I went to I get to where I did it. But after I had the wank, I came back into the players' tunnel.
Yes.
And instead of an anus, it was now it was like I was being reborn. Like it was like a vagina, and I saw the light at the end of the tunnel.
Woomical.
I saw the
Woomical.
Woomical.
Woomish.
And I saw the light at the end of the tunnel, and it was a rebirth. I did it in the. I had to. It was in the dressing rooms, the changing rooms.
You wanked in the changing rooms.
Yeah.
Chief. I don't.
Yeah.
Please tell me.
It was either there or the gift shop.
You can't. You're unsure.
No. It was in. I had a choice between two of them.
It was the changing rooms or the gift shop. But surely the gift shop would have been
too populated.
Too much.
Too many eyes.
Yeah. Footfall.
Yes. So
and the steps and the footfall would have interfered with your rhythm.
Yes. Yeah.
The dressing room's empty and
there was a solemnness.
Fresh for filling.
There was a solemnness to the dressing rooms, and you sound like you're enjoying this.
I
get that tissue out. You look like you're sweating. Where's my tissue?
Where the hell? Let me down.
The roses. And it was in the dressing room, and it was ideal. There was a solemnness, a quietness. There was plenty of material to clean up the mess, and I was able to have a shower afterwards.
Yes.
And then I left and rejoined the tour.
A shower of baptism.
It
of
was.
Sorts.
It was
the Christian rebirth, and
then I rejoined the tour. And I feel like I also rejoined.
Tour, like Gandalf the Grey came back as Gandalf the
Gay.
Yes.
Oh my God. So yeah.
And you re-entered the tour.
And I feel like I re-entered a different way of being.
The world, society, colours looked different, smelled different. There was a taste of hope, possibility and potential in the air.
Yeah.
That's when your grandfather visited you again. And he said, what did he say?
He said to me, he says, I hope this was a once off. And then I said, and I swore an oath.
A sacred oath.
I swore a sacred oath that it wouldn't happen again. That I would never masturbate in a place where I wasn't supposed to masturbate. And I kept that oath.
Where Georgie Best once plied his trade.
And they lost the game, so I did pay the piper. And then I kept that oath for
lost the game, but
7 years. I hate the game, not the players. They say so.
And now
look
you sit here, crown upon your head, one of the finest professional wankers living in London.
Yes.
And it's all paid off.
It has.
And you?
Well, I have to get past the test on Thursday.
You have to pass the test on Thursday. But
I'll put my results on the Patreon. Yeah.
We have to set up a Patreon.
Yeah.
Can you believe what you've watched? We're going to start asking you for money.
Money, yeah. Well, I think this is worth
Can we just have a little moments, a little prayer?
Yeah.
I'd just like to say thank you for... I would like to say thank you for the Chief, and thank you for that story, and thank you for letting us in to your journey, to your struggle, to your trickery, to your to your lust, to your fevered wants and needs, and you sharing that with us is going to inspire a lot of people to hopefully wank and spread seed in different Premier League stadiums throughout this Fineland. So I'd like to thank you and thank Christ for that. Thank you very much.
In the name of the Father
And the Son,
the Holy Ghost.
Yeah.
Gay men.
Gay men.
Yeah.
2 gay men. All right.
There we go, Sharon.
Big Mike and the Chief.
Yeah.
Good luck.
There we go.
I love you.
Love you too. Bye bye.
Bye 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 bye.